Rise, Meg.
The Force will be with you.
Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about really big news to do with casting for The Mandalorian Season 3. We'll also be speaking about Sebastian Stan and the return of Commander Cody. As always my dear friends, before I dive into the news, please may I ask you to hit like down below, hit that big red subscribe button and give the bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post new content to the channel. So without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's just dive straight into it. So this appeared on Reddit over the last 24 hours, so let's talk about it. The Mandalorian are reportedly searching for two supporting roles, codenamed Drash and Scad. Earlier there was speculation about two roles in the Book of Boba Fett, reportedly going to Sophie Thatcher and Jordan Bolger. A new piece from Murphy's Multiverse indicates that these two are set to be major recurring roles throughout Season 3. And to quote the article, this is what it says. The roles labelled Drash and Scad were both for the British sounding supporting characters, one male and one female, both in their late teens or early 20s, and both members of a street crew. In what can only be assumed to be either a small mistake made in initial reports or as a natural evolution of the writing process of these shows, we can now confirm that these two characters will instead be appearing alongside Pedro Pascal's Din in Season 3 of Mando, in what seems to be the first addition to the cast after the record-setting Season 2. With Grogu having left the show, at least for now, both Drash and Scad might turn out to be two characters that will try to fill in that gap, as Djarin will need someone close to interact with. So what I'm going to make clear from the outset is that this piece doesn't identify the roles as going to Thatcher and Bolger, but the character descriptions for those roles listed in previous articles seems to sync up pretty well. Based on this report, we can deduce that these two roles will be recurring characters rather than one-off roles. The fan response to this has been pretty interesting, and a lot of people seem to think that these two characters are going to be Mandalorians, either from the Death Watch or the Nite Owls, but let me know what you think in the comments below. I also just want to add something which could provide us with a clue. Pedro Pascal has been following and interacting with Sophie for years, and Jordan has been following people recently in the hair department at Lucasfilm, notably people who worked on Mando and also are going to work on the Book of Boba Fett. So just keep that in mind, but that's really exciting because it's the first glimpse we've really had into Season 3, even if we don't know who these two are going to play. As we say here guys, this is the way. We don't have long until the Bad Batch drops, and then we have Visions and the Book of Boba Fett in December. I can't wait, we have so much exciting Star Wars content to come up. Now before we talk about Sebastian Stan and Luke Skywalker, we do have more casting news, and this is to do with Grand Admiral Thrawn. As I predicted a few months ago, Benedict Cumberbatch is not interested in playing Thrawn. In that video that I made, I talked about how Lars Mikkelsen is the favourite of Lucasfilm to play Grand Admiral Thrawn, as he did voice him in the past. This is what's most likely going to happen now that Benedict Cumberbatch has said he's not going to play the role. When Collider asked Cumberbatch if he's heard of fan interest about the character, he was unaware of who he was. He jokingly answered, does he turn into Grand Moff Tarkin, clearly having never heard of Grand Admiral Thrawn. When this was cleared up and he was informed of who he was, he said he has no interest in being a part of The Mandalorian. So that puts that matter to bed, and as I did state in the past, I do think Lars Mikkelsen is the one who's going to reprise the role. With that in mind, let's move on. We're going to be talking about Sebastian Stan because he's been in talks with Disney and Lucasfilm for the role of Luke Skywalker in the upcoming Luke spin-off series. It's been revealed that Sebastian Stan is being considered to play Luke Skywalker in an upcoming Star Wars series for Disney+. We know that Disney and Lucasfilm are actively looking into making a Luke Skywalker spin-off series. It's something that Lucasfilm have been very interested in making ever since the tremendous fan reception to The Mandalorian Season 2 finale. They've now decided to not go with the CGI Mark Hamill like we saw in Chapter 16. Instead, they're opting for Sebastian Stan. If he does get the role, it's uncertain if he's going to appear in The Mandalorian and other shows, or if it's just going to be for the Luke spin-off series. As I say, my friends, take everything with a pinch of salt, but if this news does turn out to be true, it's very exciting because we do need an actor version of Luke Skywalker and not just a CGI. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and now let's talk about Temuera Morrison and Commander Cody. 2 months ago, I reported that Commander Cody would be in the Kenobi series. It was a big rumour back then, but it's resurfaced now because there is new evidence that suggests he might be playing Cody. What's more is that a lot of fans are convinced he will also appear in the Bad Batch. So let's dive into the article. Commander Cody has made several appearances in the Star Wars universe. He was an integral clone in the Clone Wars. Commander Cody fought alongside Obi-Wan, but fired on Kenobi when his clone programming came under Order 66. There's a lot more to his story that fans would love to see, but will we be given that chance? Commander Cody was originally slated to be in Rebels, however, he was ultimately not included, although he was mentioned from time to time by Captain Rex, who had his implant removed so he could regain his free will. The idea in Rebels was that Commander Cody would still be mind-controlled by Grand Admiral Thrawn and would have been used to counter the rebels. This was revealed to us in a DragonCon 2018 panel, but the storyline was never completed. A new rumour suggests that Commander Cody's abandoned storyline might be used in The Bad Batch, which premieres on Disney Plus on May the 4th. The trailer showed mind-controlled clones, which would make the appearance of Cody an easier transition for the series. Bad Batch aside, we know that there's a good chance he's going to appear in Obi-Wan Kenobi, and there is some physical evidence to back this up now. An Instagram post showed Morrison growing out a grey beard, which sparked the theory that he's getting enrolled to play Cody. He normally is clean-shaven, which led fans speculating that he might be portraying a new character in the Star Wars universe. If he does appear in the Kenobi series, he couldn't be portraying Boba with his beard, but might leave room for an appearance as Commander Cody or Rex instead. A Redditor proposed this idea a month ago. To wear Morrison's latest look via Instagram, he usually goes completely clean-shaven and only appears to grow out the beard when in a role, the last time being the movie Mahana. Morrison is currently rumoured for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series as Cody and Mando Season 3. Other fans think that he's preparing for the role of Commander Rex not in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but the Ahsoka series, especially since Rex had a similar beard in Rebels. Other fans decided to take a different route and not read too much into this situation. They suggested he might have just been done filming a role and decided not to shave. I guess only time will tell who is right and who is wrong in this situation, but I certainly hope we get to see a live-action version of Rex and or Commander Cody in Kenobi or Ahsoka. I really love the hype and build-up for all of these series. We've never had the opportunity to look forward to so much Star Wars content. I can't wait, and I hope you guys are hyped as well. So finally, I just want to talk about a subject very briefly because you've probably heard this all before. I'm of course talking about Kathleen Kennedy, who is going to stay on as president of Lucasfilm. A lot of fans are very disheartened about this, but it does shut down all of the rumours that she was going to be fired this spring. Bob Chapek, who is the Disney CEO, responded to the idea that Kathy would be fired over the way that Star Wars has been handled. In his own words, this is what he said: "We've been absolutely thrilled that we can have the creative talent in our company the likes of Kathy. We look forward to having her direct Lucasfilm activities for years to come." So I guess that's all there is to say to it. She's staying on and she's going to be the president, I guess, for another few years. So my dear friends, that is where I leave you. That is all of the news I have today. I really hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell, do all that good stuff down below, and also make sure to check out my Patreon. For just $2 or $10 a month, you can get exclusive access to content that's not found here on YouTube. That includes my Forgotten Characters series, my Star Wars Explained videos, my podcast which is called Megasodes, as well as early access to content like my upcoming sequel trilogy documentary. I'm Star Wars Meg and I'm wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.